Welcome to Free State Central News. My name is Tim Masemola. Today we're going to be talking to Lerato Manaka. Welcome to Free State Central News.
Hello, Tim. Thank you so much for having me.
We know all about you. Everybody knows about you. And many people, there are certain things maybe or certain questions that I would like to ask you or somebody out there. But can you give us a bit of background about yourself?
Okay, my name is Lerato Manaka. Originally from the Free State, I was born in Welkom and then I moved to Sasolburg. I'm a mother of 3. I'm a crime prevention activist and I am a motivational speaker, and I'm also an ex-offender. Previously, I would say I'm a parolee. Thank God to the special remission that we recently received. Now it qualifies me to be a ex-offender.
Yes. We know that you've been in Fizzlita before for quite some time. How did you end up being here and going back to Welkom? Give us.
Okay. Sasolburg came, my grandparents are. So ke ha bontate wa ka, basically. So I came here 2 months old. Ka kena di creche bo Zandela mo, kena bo Malakabe. And then Hakia High School, I went back to my parents. And then after from Welkom, I went to to further my studies ke University of Johannesburg. And then after I moved back home, which is here in Sasolburg.
Your best childhood memory. Best childhood memory.
My best childhood memory was, I've got so many. How do I pick one? Anyway, it was when I was, let me speak about my awards. Go primary, I got an award for networking. And then go high school, got an award. My first time being featured in a newspaper, actually. Yeah, Papala chess. I think I came second, go the regional competitions.
So Baba chapter.
Okay. Yes, yeah.
Okay. You spoke about that village work. How was life?
Phew. Joburg, it's completely different to home.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people. But it's packed. Population I think Free State. So and life ya thing yashesha. It's a mayaga fast lane. So who adjusted to that life, it was a bit of challenging, but eventually who adjusted to the environment, who adjusted to everything around me, because mind you nekile for school mara
and then you got a job.
And then I got a job. But my last job, I was working in a trusted position as a head office accountant.
What happened? Get straight to it, because I know maybe stories so many times, but what happened? In a simple way. What happened?
What happened was, growing up, relationship. My parents were forever busy with their lives. They were never part of my everyday life. How was school? Busy getting their lives together. Because now I find myself in that situation. But that thing gets fear of rejection. Let me put it that way, because I feel rejected by my parents. I can't have an interest to back. So with the hope a relationship with my parents. Sadly, when I was 21 years doing my last year, go University of Johannesburg, that's when my dad passed away. You know how to hope your dad one day will walk you down the aisle, you'll have that relationship with him, and then boom, God decides I was 21 years, ki one Joburg with no relative. no, ne ke sa kgone ho e amohela. And then 6 months later, my mother introduced me to my stepfather. Not only did she introduce, but my stepfather had already moved into my father's house. So lona eo ya se bane le space pelong ya ka, o sena ke sa kgone ho e handlela. Then I resulted into partying, lifestyle ya party, lifestyle ya home every weekend, lifestyle ya mojolo, lifestyle e batlang tjhelete, you know. So ka hola ka ntho eo ya hore ke thabetse lifestyle enana because ne le batsa mathata when I was under the influence of alcohol or ha ne ke na le batho ne ke lebala mathata. But how le sober mathata antse a le teng ha tsamaya. Now lifestyle eo le ha ke nyalwa ke kopana le molekane wa ka le ena ke motho wa lifestyle eo ha ona khalemelang o mong le metswalle ya ka re khalemelang ka ofela re di etsa ntshotse. So what then happened was Hans sebetsa as an accountant ne se ke na le bana ba bararo by 2 at that time. Ke na mathata mangata a tjhelete, molekane ha sebetsi ke iwane ke sebetsa, sheriff o batla re processa dikoloi, bana di school fees, my kids must eat. Ke tshwantse le ena monna ka ke protect ego ya gagwe hore a ska bonahala ko hae hore o nkile ngwana rona jalo ha sa kgona ho hlokomela, you know that e re holang rena le yona ho ha o nyalo hola ka ntho le hore monna must support you le ba instill this thing. So ke hotse ka yona. So one day ha ke dutse mo le officing ne ke na le access ya my employer's bank account.
Before you get to that one, ke batla go botsa this question. I think it's important. You spoke about the support in the side totally gore but nkare ba ne ba sa ona ke nyana your parents. And how so nyetso o ditse jwang le yona because ke na ne le engwe dintho tse le rene ntse dula le teng.
Yes, definitely.
And now ona le bana ba hao ona le lenyalo la hao o khone jwang o move from site eno le mo yona o kene lenyalong and then ibe wena na o tlamile go hlokomela batho ba bang.
Nka ebe ya jena ke ile ka tatela ho etsa dintho ke soka ke fola, you know. So ke kene le mathata a ka mo ke keneng go teng hoping hore I will be received well because hopole ke tshaba reject ngere. So hoping hore I would be received well and ke form my own little family enna ke tlo khona ho ba ke feel safe around bona. And then le ba khotsing as well ne ke na le a circle of friends ya ka ne le very quite few, a handful of girls that I would hang around with simply because ke created spaces sela sa hore bana na ke feel safe le bona. And the minute motho an reject e neng hita haholo. So ke kene ka my childhood trauma ke kene ka yona ko lenyalong, so ne azanka healer. So I think it's safe to say but I think it's safe to say as ke le ka ra chankane ke mo ke le ka tlameha ke ipatlisise ke itholo re ke nna ma what is it that I want, and also recover from childhood trauma that are now I'm getting ka tsone into adulthood and they affect a lot of relationships so ke bonise ke le moholo hore no ne tshwantse ke heal tsipele monana without having to rush into hopping into making new relationships.
You are now employed. Le mathata mangata ngata bophelo ba o fitile mona. O ditse jwang le tsona all those things because now you are employed in a trusted position and how so heal from mathata le amang and then ona le mathata manga match.
Le hona ho kena okay ho kopana le mathata matcha anza eda ho dima le qeba lela le sekwan ke fola ho lona, you know ha ba re tshela le qeba ka asini an open wound in a lento e jwalo. Now at that time ha ne ke se ke le mosebetsing, it was a matter of how do I get out of this current situation without having to think about my past and everything. So ne ke rata block ntho tse ngata, ke rata ho dila ka current situation ke mo ke bone hore ntho ya o blocka o sa handle o sa revisit ntho tse o tlisitseng hloko ke yona e causes mathata. So ho keneng ha ka mathateng it was nako ya hore okay I need to get out of the situation ya mathata chelete
Yes.
Nna ke ipitseditseng yona ka lifestyle la ke choositseng e batlang tšhelete. And one day I was sitting there, shebile bank account. The million tse di up and down ka account ena. Ke ra mo nkare fela hi one. Never ba bone. Ka etsa vela. Obviously re discussitse le mlekane. Le ena na plan nkere. Nna ke tla ka plan. It's not like o tlo re e ka sebetse. No. Re batla go tswa out of the situation ba koloi ha ka tsama. Bohlaswa ba rona bo tlo hlahella community le ko batswading. And re tswa family ntsela tse sa batleng bohlaswa bo hlahelle ka ntle tse patang dintho.
Tse batlang le continue dintho within the family.
I understand that the pressure alone. So ka ke feel hore let me just do it. Re tsoka ga mathata ra dumellana hantle. The first transaction was about, I'll tell you about the first transaction. It was about 200,000. I remember kinkile from my employer's bank account. I transfer la account to Nyamuna. I click up ka 12. I know so because of time differences, study bank, I clear the next day. I can obviously monna being monna na le tswalo la gore yo ha re khutsetse morao e se ke ene kana go ke re kana go ke nna feel pressure ke re ke nna etsang everything ke nna feel pressure, financial pressure, and ke nna ankileng responsibility a high ke kentse monna ka ha ba lelapa ke re no ways wa tswana la re ka khutsetse morao e tswile re tlo tshwaruwa lo at the end of the day we might as well. The first thing ke patetseng ke school fees saka ne ke kolota University of Johannesburg after the passing of my dad me wa ka ha ke na lenyalo le letša we last stop and support financially so ne ntse ke kolota school ene le ntho la hore honna it's a priority ho patala school saka after re patala kolota tsa bana and then save the car. Then how chelete fedile fela jalo ka one day I'm going back for more. Yeah man, and I went back I think after doing 6 transactions. There was a tip of anonymous sent to my boss saying Lerato ubutsi account ka lebitso la company ye ya sebeletsa ntse o tswa chelete isa mo. So obviously baka se ignore tip of e jwalo mara boss o tlile o latile parking lot ke sa paka ke fitla o se ka go ntshapang ka teng are yo mamela there's a tip of anonymous email sent about you but Oscar wara ga tseba ga o guilty re tlo etsa fela processes to investigate. Maybe me ka pula play face okay no that's fine. Because I knew once they start digging, they will find and bastata hudiga, bastata batola what they found, and then a couple of months later, I was called in go boardroom. I was interrogated by the investigation officer for the whole 8 hours. 8 hours in you. Ha ke fui metsi ha ke fui dijo ke kwalletswe ka room ka mole ntotho fela who did you do it with because the way it's I say bana ba sa kholo re ke entse ke le one because ke sebedisitse di passwords tsa batho except mine and the system the way it was designed in e etsa hore every 6 months every 6 weeks le change the password but I happen to know them every 6 weeks. Koriki tutile ka system ka iphanako ka understand that to an extent or new employees ne ke ba trainer system so I can interrogate tu ha ba kholo only one mthamoto wa ko I2 sebetsanle ke rona motho ke sebetsanle na ke tsele wa ka wayabo I'm denying ke confident ka o deny because ha ona proof or ke nna ke entse ka mabitso ba proof it landed in my husband's account.
So you were involved.
Yes. And they were saying, your husband has no reason to steal from us, Lord. He doesn't work for us. You stole and put it there. So sebetsa le mang I'll fill in the credentials tsa batho bana every 6 weeks. So yeah, that interrogation was hectic, man. It was hectic. But I kept saying no, I don't do it until we were asked to re-hand in, and we did the next day. Re-hand in.
Okay. And then to cut the long story short, and now you have to go to prison.
Look, that happened in 2012. I was only 29 years old. I had to kiss my career as an accountant goodbye because on that institution it long here ran because now can I criminal record there and awaiting trial. So I was forced to change my career, and then kakala here because it's about the computer. Kakala guys at the website. Kabona competition is too high. Kamona industry na karakorikyo music because there's only one Lera. There's only one Zonke. Bataba compete. One is a event who amurata kara kikena industry na. Google kikala jang, how do I become a marketing person, PR? Then kadula faze ka study akaqala ka bana ba di idols. Sonke was one of them. Le andiswa what joyous celebration. But hey, Sonke, from Sonke I moved to Matema, and then I moved to Papa Penny. And then yeah, that's how I made my name in the industry as a brand manager.
After everything and everything,
you know, ke ithutile hore go bohlokwa haholo ho fola before o qala dintho tse ntjha as a human being. You can't be saying ke tla bona go pele. I always advise batho ba bomme ba banyane especially hore you know the minute you commit yourself ho kena lenyalong o le menyane. I was 25 years old ha ke nyalwa. How aware hore o ipitsetsa eng? Now you are still a daughter, a granddaughter at that time. Now we pitsetsa ho ba mosadi wa motho, we pitsetsa ho ba mme. So all of that di hloka motho a leng mentally ready. You can look physically ready, but I think it all boils down to the mind. If you are not mentally ready, you're going to break because it's a lot. And how to experience a life. So I will advise batho ba when it comes to relationships, take your time. Forever is a very, very long time. You will meet a person when the time is right. No ska rush, especially ole mnyane. Rather we tute, we tsitleka di thuto tsa hao. And then when it comes to lesson ya crime, crime is senya bophelo ba motho. I always tell people, you know, time spent in prison, it's time you can never regain. Could have been somebody, kabe qetile MBA yaka, kabe ke entse ntho tse ngata, but life yaka e atlameha metsi. And la ke khutla, ke sa khutla ke faceane le stigma from the community. But ba forgive you, but ba fane ka di second chance. Ntse ska mona le jwalo, o tswa drongo ngele bandit. So adjusting to that as well. Go boima go thata ka nqena na criminal record has go was fela tshwantse me hape 10 years of criminal record tlo. So botlokotsebe ka nnete ha se ntho nka e eletsa motho re a etse, be it intentional or non-intentional. Stay away. Totsa tshwana le bo tlhekefetso. Batho ha ba tswe ka ra dikamano tsa tlhekefetso because it will lead you to ro kene ka ra tronko. And then future is in here.
Only soft yeso, on kupa jwa kutrongo.
Like le softies ne.
Yeah,
Mari mwanakasi.
So, o survive village because I know le belo na ko robala la tsusuwa and all that. O survive village.
Okay, the first 6 months ya ka hare. Ningena le anger because ha ke ba tlo ba mo. Ke sile bana ba ka kandi. I don't want to be here. I want to go out. Ke hopela go kwala monyako ka 2 motsheare ba tshintšha ba kena di pyjama bo mogel na ke kentse uniform ke nna ba tlompile la maponesana ha ke tsama a ke tlo go bala mo ha re lights off ka 10 ke hona ke bona ha yo taba ka re ke tshintše ke ne pyjama. So the first 6 months I was very rebellious ke dula ke le dintweng ha o nshebile hampe ke batla ho lwana wa o nshebile ke re ke na le anger ke tlo ntshetsa ho wena. So ne ke dula ke le officing until me o mong a re ho nna Lerato senya file ha ka matha office because o hloka file eo ho ro thole parole ha ba tla ba neng ba hao eli ka mo mamela me ona. And then that's when I started taking rehabilitation journey into consideration. Or look, I'm here for a reason. I mean, I'm not in prison. I'm at a correctional center, a place where I'm here to correct my mistakes. So if I get change then I started being active, choir, drama, Fundam book club until I was appointed as a vice chairperson here. SREC stands for Sports, Recreation, Arts and Culture.
Okay.
So I kept busy. I kept very, very busy. I stayed away from gossip. I stayed away from dintwa. Hakitla section in Yakokelo. I'm never there to witness. And ile yantusa because how unto abatoka eli parole ya COVID. Who consider really behavior tarona. I was convicted for 12 years imprisonment with a 4-year suspended sentence, meaning I must serve 8 years. But thank God, it's duty fell 2 years 6 months.
So let's come to the big announcement when Ronald Lamola made the minister made that announcement.
Yes. Sure. You know, Nikisa expecta because the last time I benefited from special remission was in 2019. And President Ane remitted 24 months of our sentence in 2019. So I keep going 8 years. Have I read 24 months? It means but 2 years. Yes. 6. Then it means I must do 3 years. 3 years. So Elione it's I feature it unexpectedly because it's still within Teme Yabatobanana. I was very happy it mina honna kitilo pandita. Ke nentse ke pandita la kantle. Imina ke kitilo pandita. It's a new beginning for na itlele ka kgwedi e ke holang ka yona ke kenang into the 4th floor ke 10 or 40 this month. So it made a huge impact mo pelong back. It meant a lot and I'm grateful for opportunity e ha se ba bangata ba ithotseng though ho ya tswa ka crime we yentseng. I always say ha re joke le other ex offenders sorry hantle ba motivate or it's a crime difi it's a non-violent because we all the time ra benefit ka mo ba di violent crime, murder, robbery, rape aba thole next.
So motho mo ka botsa hore before the announcement and now ki phapanye feng le re mohlomong e tlo itlisa bophelong ba e le o ka re ena yana gale ke emetse.
Okay, before the announcement ne ke tlameha ke qeta ka October this year who serve my sentence. So the announcement is immediately this month. It's a big deal. Now I can focus on expunging my criminal record so that I become relevant again for misebetsing ko community as well. Imina hore ha ke sa le motshwaruwa. Understand? So honna nenze ke le motshwaruwa ke le under supervision ya correctional service. One mistake ne ke tlo khutlela ka hare la ba ka tla ka pramisa data o signa imina o khutlela ka so no ke free ha ke sa phela ka ntho ya tshwantse ke beteng
ke ne ke re ke itlola this part but something in play lorman ke o botse ka yona.
Okay,
o rile le rono nyetso and then you told us all in prison. What happened to your marriage? Because one of the things ke di pickling hantso bua ke ha re batho ba mme ba ske ba kena maratong of manor wa tula le moleng hore o tutsi in a very abusive relationship. What happened to your marriage?
The unfortunate thing ke hore molekane wa ko ila tswa 6 months prior me Leno ila benefit of special measures at 2019 and remember nine kila accused one so I got more years than him. So it's a atwa ko batswaning ba hae. And then na ha ke tswa bana ba ka bana ba le welcome. There was no way batswadi ba monna ba Limpopo. There was no way ke tlo yang Limpopo ke sie bana. Ka decide ai re ke bane. Fine, At first ne ke nahana hore maybe ke COVID re tla dula kaofela, we're still trying to find our feet. This year I got a wake up call hore no way, it's been 3 years a sa tla tlo re bona ha yo taba e kaofela. So to answer you, we grew apart, and looking back ke khona go tlhokomela hore when did it start. Obviously started a re kena ka trongong, because now ha re sa bua ka nna le ena, se re bua ka hey a re appeal sentence, hey bana. So nalena re sana that thing, so by default we started growing apart, and lekantle there were no efforts on his side or on my side to work this marriage out. So nanga nakare, each and every one of us, we're going through our healing process, but in the end he ended up illustrating lenyalo because how sana nto eo.
Yeah, it's Women's Month. You are a free woman. Re ka lebellang from you going forward.
I'm still trying to make an impact ko community in Karona. I'm a crime prevention activist. Ke hasa efangedi ena ya hore botloko tseba ha ba loka. So I'm going around the schools. I'm going to the function mo ke invite mo ke addressa batho ba bomme. So ke ntse ke bua fela efangedi ela ya hore botloko tseba ha ba loka. And it's important to hona ntho eo because like go jetsitse hore ke ile ka realize ke le ka hare hore ke sense ha kae ka crime ya ka batho ka re crime ya chelete, but ina le impact e kholo. So it was very important for me to go back to the community, give back to the community, and also make them aware, because I want a peaceful community. So yeah, that's me. Tseke mathaking tseke hasa fangfedi ena.
This part nana ke o qete. But this part I know ke o qete. Boemo ba dipolitiki ka rona Afrika Borwa. Maikutlo a hao ka boemo ba dipolitiki ka rona Afrika Borwa. That's my last question.
Look, it's unfortunate hore re le batho re fuwe platform ya dipolitiki hore batho bana ba in power ba re thuse ho fetola ntho tse ngata ka hara naha ya rona ne. Now when you look at mekhatlo e meng, ke na le ho tjho ho batho hore just because I went to prison doesn't make you a saint, because batho re na le re fail re ditshila. So ha o sheba mekhatlo e meng ha hona tswelopele, ha hona tshepo ya hore ho ka change, especially considering hore re na le nako e kae from bontate wa rona ntse bontate moholo actually ntse ba re ho tlo loka, ha hona ntho e lokang. So mokhatlo e nna ko joinileng at the moment ke mokhatlo ole e wileng wa re after everybody has said to me, ha re fe second chance, you've got a criminal record, we are not forgiving you. Mokhatlo ona na specifically Patriotic Alliance ke mokhatlo o ileng wa understand hore the system has been created, designed for it. So come and be part of us so that re kgone ho ya go setjhabeng to show hore ha ona batho ba leng best jalo ka rona. We are corrected. Wena o ntse ithetsa mokhatlong o mong o ntse re o janja ha o so e ka hare ha o so tse ha o tsebe rehabilitation, you are not corrected. So I felt Patriotic Alliance to be home for me, because ba understand mo ke tswang le, and then ba amohetse ka di mistakes tsaka, and bana le tshebelo pele ka naha ya rona. They always put, I can always take that into consideration. Take note, always put community needs first before their own needs.
Okay. Manzo ya o qetela o ka isang ho bomme ka kgwedi ya bona le ba ai bona Afrika Borwa ka kakaretso.
Ke rata hore batho ba bomme ba bana kgweding ena ya bomme re dila haholo ka tlhekefetso, gender-based violence, women are being abused. No, I'm not saying men are not being abused, but stats prove hore majority ya bomme le bana, they are still under tlhekefetso. So I will advise batho ba bomme hore, you know what, itshetleheng ka dithuto tsa lona, tswahanga ga dikamano tsa tlhekefetso, tlolla o phelela batho hore batho ba tla reng ba o judge ba reng. Not everybody will like you, ha o tjhelete wena, and not everybody will hate you, ha o le bitla. So ha re kgetheng ntho tse right for future ya rona ntse re shebile bokamoso ba rona. Yes,
thank you very much. That was Lerato, and let's meet again next time.